Hey guys, this is Recidivate, your favorite freshman. I want to apologize for the last video. I know not only did I post it late, but the commentary wasn't as good as it could have been. I felt like I jumped around a little bit too much on that. But hopefully I will stay a little bit more on topic on this commentary here. But anyways, this gameplay is from a while ago. My name in here is actually AWOL, so I don't know if you guys remember that whole entire history of my names video, but this is from a while ago. So what happened in this gameplay? Went to C-Town, some Domination, and I had a Model 1887 on. Obviously no attachments, because there's no attachments to put on it. But as you can see, I have that very schmecky winter camo you get as a Call of Duty Elite Premium member. Or maybe it's when you're a founder, I don't know. I'm both, so. But anyways, I do not have any proficiencies on this. Maybe kick, but I don't usually use kicks on shotguns or sniper rifles because I don't find them to be necessary. So I think this might have just been a stock Model 1887 gameplay. And basically, I put on the assault kill streaks and just kind of went ham. I ended up going 35 and 12, and I got a bunch of hit markers. Somehow I only got 3 assists, though. You know, I did pretty good here, though. For the most part, I did get one-shot kills because this was after the buff came out for it, which for anyone who does not know, the buff just pretty much added a little more damage and probably a little more range to it and stuff like that. But that's basically all they did to it. They didn't make it super spectacular good. No, they just made it decent now. I'm still not a fan of shotguns, so this was a very exciting gameplay for me. But as you can see, I'm using the G18 Akimbos. And I will point it out in this one part where I do this complete uber fail. And it's just bad to talk about, but I will point it out. But anyways, the Akimbo G18s, I don't like them whatsoever. I think this was just one of those fun classes where I'm like, alright, I'm going to see how bad I can make a class and see how good I can do with it. And that is why this video is called Model 1887 Fun. Because I pretty much just kind of went ham with these terrible guns. So, that's that. And as you can see, I just got a Reaper. So, my kill streaks I have here is the Pred Missile, the Precision Airstrike, and the Reaper. I don't like really any of those. The Pred Missile's good. I absolutely love Pred Missile. I think it's definitely one of the best kill streaks. I remember back before I had reset my stats from 20th, I had the 1,000 kill title for the Pred Missile, so that was pretty cool. However, I did get rid of that unfortunately because I reset. But I like the Pred. Precision I don't really care for, but it did come in handy in this. I got quite a few kills with it, and I only called in 1 Reaper, and I only got 2 to 3, 4 kills with it, so not many kills. Majority of the kills in this gameplay came with the model. I think I only got 2 G18 kills, which you saw already at the beginning, and I think that's about it. So 35 and 12 with majority of the kills coming from the Model 1887. That's pretty good for me because, you know, I don't use the Model 1887 ever. I mean, like I said before, I don't use shotguns too much. So this gameplay to me was pretty exciting. If I had got a MOAB in this gameplay, this would probably become my favorite gun ever, and I would keep that class for the rest of my life because that would just be super ridiculous for me to get a MOAB with this thing. So unfortunately, no MOAB in this gameplay. I just do a little bit of work and go 35 and 12 with the assault kill streak. So, I do hope you guys will enjoy this. But one thing I want to talk about is how to play objective. Now, there are many ways of approaching this, but I feel like my way is one of the best. So when it comes to objective, what you want to do is you want to use a close range weapon. Depending on what the maps are, obviously. But, you know, SMGs work the best. I'm a huge fan of the P90. You guys could see it in that last video where I was using the silencer and extended, and I thought that worked pretty well. But also what you want is the assault kill streaks. However, you know, some assault kill streaks are better than the others, so it's really not all up to what you prefer. There are some kill streaks that are better than others. I feel like the Pred is one of the best things that you can have on. Except before I go on, I would like to point out this uber fail, and yeah, devastating. But anyways, I feel like the Pred Missile, the AA6 are 2 needed things, and then the third one just really doesn't matter. But I wouldn't go with like the Osprey or anything because you want to get those kill streaks over again. If you are going to go on a big streak, if you're going to go on a big enough streak to get an Osprey, I would want to keep going and try to get like a MOAB. So I just stick with the Pred Missile, the AH-6, and the Pavlo, because the Pavlo does work in this game, if you guys haven't noticed yet. And then the AH-6 can just follow you. But hold on. Collateral! Is it politically correct to say that for a shotgun? Hell yes. Anyway, I feel like the Pred Missile is definitely needed. The AH-6 just follows you around, which can be really useful. And then the Pavlo just does work, no matter what's going on. So that's how you approach it with the kill streaks and the guns. However, when you want to vote for the smaller maps like Dome, or the maps that have, maybe they're a little bit bigger, but majority of the action comes in close range areas. For example, Mission. I absolutely love Mission. Mission's one of my favorite maps ever. And it just seems to be a good objective map. So if you guys are thinking about objective, those are some tips. Now, obviously, you can use something other than SMGs. I would have a backup assault rifle class or LMG class. Not really, I don't prefer the LMGs, but if you like LMGs over assault rifles, then go ahead and put on. But like, if you go to a map like Bukhara, where a lot of the action ends up in longer range situations, then I would definitely have on an LMG or an assault rifle. I would have to say Bukhara is the best example of that. I don't really know what other. Hard Hat is one of those maps where, sure, it's pretty small, but depending on how you're running the map, if you're just going to stay in the middle part where the tunnel is and stuff, then you definitely want an assault rifle, because they'll be coming from 3 different ways that are at least decently long range. Definitely not suitable for an SMG, at least not when I'm using it. So that's just a little bit of tips on that map too. But shotguns work well. Obviously there are a large gap between the shotguns and what's good and what's not. I think the USAS-12 is the best shotgun there is out there. A lot of people will, you know, have a fisticuff with me over what's better, either the USAS-12 or the Striker. I'm just a fan of the USAS-12 because I like to run extreme conditioning, and I feel like the reloading with the Striker with extreme conditioning is a little bit worse. So that's just my kind of thoughts on that. And that also goes for the same thing with, you know, I would use maybe the KSG, but it's just the reloading thing again. But yeah, perks that you definitely want to run. You definitely want extreme conditioning. You can get from place to place quicker, and you know, it's just way easier to do that. Another good perk is quick draw or blast shield. Quick draw, you know, just gets that gun up quicker and stuff, and it can really help you. And then the blast shield can help you depending on how active you are and trying to take the positions. If you're like right on top of them, then blast shield would be pretty acceptable when it comes to that. So the third perk is really just your choice. I've seen a lot of people that use sit rep, and I've also seen a lot of people that like to use steady aim depending on what they're using. And I prefer the steady aim. I feel like when you're using sit rep, you don't really need. I just feel you don't really need the sit rep because you're not really listening for footsteps if you're trying to capture position. Because I don't know why you'd need to, but that's just my kind of thoughts on that. So if this helps anybody, if these tips for objective play helps anybody, then please leave a comment or hit me up on Twitter saying that, wow, dude, you really helped me, and that'll make me feel good about myself. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming and watching this video, and I hope I stayed better on track here. But I really do appreciate you guys checking out my video, and I do hope you really enjoyed it. But also, click that Read More tab in the description, and you will find my link to the Twitter. And big news, just hit 100 followers, so that's really crazy. I cannot thank you guys enough. If only I had that many subs, that would be ridiculously awesome, but one miracle at a time. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you very much enjoyed, and let's watch this guy fail at a final kill cam. He seriously used a whole clip on one guy with an ACR silencer extended. Good job, guy. Peace!